DC's crime rate is down 25%, African Americans continue to be arrested at a high rate.
According to modern insight therapy, black men are far less likely to seek help, with only 30% of black males receiving mental health care. Reporting from Washington, D.C., I'm Amani, Clark-Bey'S.
Washington, D.C. is currently in its first snowstorm of 2026, with many D.C. residents frustrated about the weather.
Here in the nation's capital, trust between black residents and the Metropolitan Police Department has continued to decline.
In 2020, the D.C. Council passed police reform with the goal of dismantling police power following the murder of George Floyd.
Comprehensive Policing and Justice Reform Act was passed, and that put limits on many things. And so in terms of the use of force.
5 years later, Donald Trump's administration took control of law enforcement, bringing in National Guard and federal agents to Washington, D.C.
Some people may see police, they may see the National Guard as symbols of safety. There are others that don't feel the same way.
Part of a national push against diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, federal actions began targeting police, changing how local MPD interact with local communities.
We see an officer engaging in misconduct, we intervene to ensure that we stop it.
Even though DC's crime rate is down 25%, African Americans continue to be arrested at a high rate.
We'll say, this is not Chocolate City anymore, but as it relates to those who are being impacted by the system, it is very much a Chocolate City.
In 2025, the Office of Police Complaints received a total of 1,065 complaints. This is the highest number of complaints in the agency's history.
We're learning this all the way back on how to de-escalate, how to interact.
As of early 2025, the Metropolitan Police Department dropped to its lowest staffing levels in 50 years.
Metropolitan Police Department is down approximately 800 officers, causing mistrust in the community.
That close.
Dr. Herman Pryor Jr. founded the Recovery Room in 2023 with the goal of supporting the mental and emotional well-being of black men.
We have a drop-in phenomenon where, again, no scripts, no titles, no pretenses, so that way you don't feel obligated like you have to put your hat on or your name tag on and become somebody around other black men.
Over 7 million black adults suffer from mental health, with black men making up majority of this number suffering internally.
I believe that young men right now across the board are becoming very disenfranchised by a lot of reasons. So it's important to keep, men as stabilized as possible when they're trying to go out and perform so many feats.
A Washington, D.C. safe space for positive reflection, healing, and growth caught the attention of many black men looking for a place to show up fully, working on themselves.
There's snow and ice on the ground. I just stepped in a pile of water.
Washington, D.C. is currently in its first snowstorm of 2026, with many D.C. residents frustrated about the weather.
We got elderly people not being disrespectful to this young man that's behind us now. We got people that's literally walking past us that they should have shoveled right here to make sure there's an old folks building over here and all these things, but they gotta come past here or walk in the street. And suppose they get hit by a car. Now, who fault is that?
Clifton Street resident Anna DeLeon said, "Soul trucks have not been on her street, leaving cars barricaded in the snow."
We are under emergency in our roads and our streets. They have not been out. I've called 3115 times. I've already put a service work order here on Clifton Street. Everyone is frustrated because we're trying to dig ourselves out.
DC's hefty snow has left many residents seeking answers. I'm Amani Clark-Bey'S for HU News Vision. On September 30th, Representative Mikey Sherrill introduced a bill to Congress that provides universal child care for every community. This bill is currently ongoing, awaiting a decision from Congress, with early childhood programs glued to the clock. According to the Office of the Assistant Secretary for Health, early childhood programs are a critical outlet for fostering the mental and physical development of young children. Director of Early Childhood at Howard University, Dr. Keisha Lee, has been immersed in early childhood learning for 30 years, with her last 3 years being at Howard University's Early Learning Program. She discussed the need for universal health care in the community.
Childcare is usually one of the largest expenses that families have to make, sometimes even more costly than their mortgage.
Lee said universal childcare will not only help families, but bridge the gap between children and education.
It would level the playing field for a lot of children. There are a lot of students that are not able to come to our program because they can't afford it.
Pittsburgh Public Schools Head Start Supplemental Grants Manager Jennifer Fusich discussed the importance of not looking at education as a business, but on a human level.
If employers realize that their productivity, their staff, their product will be improved as a result of children getting better care and better education, then they might be more likely to invest in it. Otherwise, as a country, we don't value children.
Brown Act expand protections for natural hair in civilian spaces. Some veterans say that those same protections don't follow them into uniform and may have left lasting impacts on their health. News Vision reporter Khalees Smith has the story.